So today we're going to talk about inverses of functions. Okay? How to find the inverse. For example, we've already discussed the idea of an inverse function looking as input to output as opposed to, output to input as opposed to input to output. So if you remember from concept 10, if you wanted to test if something was a function, you look to say if each input has only one output. And then we said, can you test to see if the reverse is a function or the inverse? So we tested in the other direction. Now we're going to look analytically or at equations today to see how we can actually form the inverse. It's a very easy method actually today's. Okay, so this should not cause you any trouble. It does take some time to listen to and to go through the steps. Now, when you think of the word inverse, first, relate that to the word reciprocal. Inverse and reciprocal, what do they mean with regards to math? Switch to what? Okay, when you think of inverse and reciprocal, with regards to fractions, we know that we switch the numerator and the denominator, or the top and the bottom, okay? Now, it's a similar idea today. All we're going to do today is switch x and y. Again, so if you want to write down the overall goal for today, whoops. When we perform the inverse, we are going to be switching x and y. Okay, there's a lot more to it than just that, but that's the general gist of today. When you find the inverse, you switch x and y. Switch x and y. There's going to be a little bit more to do, but again, that's the idea. Okay? Let's start with an easy example for the first one.
Why are you touching me, man? Everybody's looking
So, we've got f of x equals 2x plus 4. Now, this process I want to go through here is going to take us a few steps to do. We want to, again, be switching x and y. So first of all, right off the bat, is there even a y in the equation? No, there's not. But something in this equation represents y. F of x. Again, here, this f of x is really a y. Okay, so start whenever you have a problem with replacing the function value, or f of x, or g of x, or h of x, or whatever it may be. Whatever this is, the function of some independent variable, replace that with a y. Okay, so I'm going to put on the side here a few steps. Step 1 will be replace f of x with y. Now, if you are given g of x or if you're given h of x, it is no different. You just replace that with a y. So if this was not f of x, if it was w of x, you replace that with a y. Now, the second thing, what is our overall goal today? What do we have to do? Find the inverse. And to find the inverse, what must I switch? X and y.
X and Y.
Okay, x and y. So, go like this now. Notice, I switched x and y. I did not switch anything else. Please, make sure to write that down. See the 2 in front of the x that was originally there? That stayed where it was. It did not move. So everything else you leave alone. Just move the variables. Just move the variables. So for step 2, it's switch x and y. Okay, switch x and y.
Again?
That was step 2. That's what we just did. So I'm just stating this on the side. So the first thing we did was we replaced f of x with a y over here. Then we switched x and y around. Now, you believe it or not, you're already at the inverse. This is the inverse. But we always look at functions as y equals, right? So what we can do now is resolve this for y. Okay, so step 3 is solve for y. Because now y is clearly not by itself. Before, it was y equals 2x plus 4. So y was by itself. But now it's x equals 2y plus 4. So if I want to get y by itself, what's the first thing I should do here? Okay, I could do that. I can't divide yet. I can subtract, but let me do something else. It's a little easier.
Subtract by 2.
Not the 2. Not the, only 0 when you're looking at quadratics, looking for roots.
Add a 0.
Guys, think about it logically. If this were a number over here instead of an x, like a 5.
You put that on you put that on the other side.
Hold on, one sec, guys. If this on the left side were a number like a 5, what would you do?
Subtract.
Subtract what?
4.
I would not subtract 5. I would subtract what?
4.
4. Guys, think logically, really. Put a 5 here for a second. I'm not going to leave this here, so you don't have to write it. But think about a 5 there. You would subtract 4, and then you would divide by 2. So treat this just like that. Okay? So again, there's an x here, I know that. But treat it like it's a number. So subtract 4 from both sides. Now, I can't subtract 4 from x, because x is some variable.
4x.
So it's what?
Minus 4x.
Be careful. X minus 4. Be careful. Again, this says x minus some quantity 4. I cannot perform that operation. I can't simplify. So I leave it as x minus 4.
Then you divide by 2, right?
And now I want to get rid of the 2. I divide by 2. Even here, I can't get rid of the 2 by actually dividing it. So I can leave it here. So when I get to this stage here, I'm going to end up with y equals x minus 4 over 2.
That's it?
Be careful, Dean. You can't. What you can do here is this. If you want to divide the 2, you've got to divide it into both of these things. Remember that?
1/2 x minus.
Yes. So you could also write x over 2 minus 2. So what Aveen is saying is, what if you divide the numerator by the denominator? But you have to divide it into both terms. So if you want to write it this way, you can as well. Okay? Now, the final step, Andy,
Put it like that.
because can I divide x by 2? So I left it as x divided by 2. What's the 4 divided by the 2 here?
Okay.
2. Okay? The fourth step is to rewrite y as the inverse. Now here's how we write the inverse. F inverse of x. Again, it's good to know this because I know many of you haven't seen this before. Whenever you see a negative 1 as an exponent, it means the word inverse. If you didn't know that already, please write that down in words. This negative 1 as an exponent means inverse. We will do that with sine, cosine, tan also. Okay, we'll also look at it with inverse function. The functions are related invertly. Listen.
So that means when you had the negative number, so that means you would have to switch the x and y.
This negative number is indicating that we already performed an inverse operation, or that this is the inverse.
Oh, so that's how you write it after you do the inverse.
And that's why I said rewrite y, meaning here, on the next line. Okay? So your final answer for this one, meaning the final statement we want to make, is the inverse of f is x minus 4 over 2. And again, it doesn't matter if you had used this one on the right. You could also have written it like this. That's fine. But instead of writing y equals at the end, we write f inverse to indicate that we have an inverse function. And again, it's f inverse because the original function, if you go back to, was f of x. Our original function was f of x, thus the final answer will be f inverse. If the original function was g of x, what would this say at the end? G inverse of x. Very good, okay? So whatever the original function is, shows up again at the end. In our case, it happened to be f of x, thus we have f inverse of x. Let's try another one together before we go on to ones on our own. The second one, let's say, say again?
It's all for constant working.
It is, but once we get to more complicated functions, it's a lot trickier. So I want to go through some of those also. Okay, the first one here, we're going to go through another easy one. Let's say negative 3x plus 2. Okay, that's the original function. H of x equals negative 3x plus 2. Raising your hand, somebody tell me what the next line should read. Andy.
Y equals negative 3x plus 2.
Very good. So step 1 said, replace your function notation with y. Last time it was f of x, now it's h of x. So we've got a y equals. Somebody else tell me the next step. Diana.
X equals 3y plus 2.
Good. Negative 3y. Be careful. Plus 2. Very good, Diana. Again, second step says switch x and y. Very good, Emmanuel. So next we get rid of that 2. So let's subtract the 2 off here. Okay, somebody else now. Leslie? Divide by...
Oh,
Right. By positive 3.
Guys, we had a negative, you gotta divide by a negative.
Oh.
Again, when you have multiplication of anything, you divide by whatever that constant is. So this coefficient here is a negative 3, so you have to divide by negative 3.
Can I put into words like that?
Yes.
Yeah, that's kind of easy.
What? Nothing.
Yes, I actually got it right.
Do you know how that What is the last step I should write this as?
Now everybody's looking at me like I'm crazy.
Rewrite the inverse.
Good. Rewrite it as an inverse, guys. So the last step is to say, as Leslie just said, H inverse.
That's pricey.
Okay? Again, all you're doing here is really solving equations, actually. Okay? But you're solving them with other variables that are involved.
Okay, then you didn't let me solve it.
You said you wanted to say it. I said, Andy, go ahead.
Not everybody's looking at you like this.
Alright, H of -1.
What does that mean? What is the word for that?
Inverse.
Thank you. H inverse.
H inverse X equals X minus 3 over -3.
Good.
Oh, why is it H? Why?
What did we
Because
start
This
with?
is what we started with, H over X.
Oh, we started with that. Okay.
The function was
It
defined.
don't matter if you put the H on front.
Yeah, that's what I was gonna ask.
Doesn't
Yeah,
matter.
why'd you put it
If
like
you put the
that?
H on front or after the thing,
What do you mean on front?
because
In front of the
first
problem.
one-
Miss Chapa, I have a Yu-Gi-Oh card in my possession. Like,
She said good luck.
Because in the first problem you put this on front, so it don't matter. It don't matter.
It's like saying x equals 4 and 4 equals x.
Okay.
what Miss Chapa said?
What is that on?
What Miss Chapa said?
What
That's Zeus.
What Miss Chapa
She's
said? She's not funny.
Oh, come on. Laugh a little.
Get a haircut. Actually, I
This
just
hair grows fast.
Yeah, it grows up. Get a haircut. Look at that.
Now, this one's trickier.
Like, no, it's not.
Oh, yeah.
It's really bad.
Start this on your own, please. It's a little trickier, though. You're gonna figure it out through that little problem.
My name is William Mendoza.
Now everyone's looking at you like you're crazy.
We'll never let this go.
Who thinks they know how to do this one and wants to come up and put it up? Andy, go ahead.
I can
She
do
should
it.
just lay on my work
You're the next
first.
one, Andy.
We had a question.
No.
Andy, I got a surplus. You want to inquire?
Throw it.
What did you do now?
He said I got to do
Exponent.
Oh, I'm saying
Whoa, I'm stuck. Mr. Howe.
Wow, you're stuck. You
You come over here.
You guys going fast.
said, yeah, all kind of stuff.
That's what I thought this part where you're gonna get stuff.
Yeah, with the why did the second
That's exactly what she tried for the way you did. She's like, oh, I lied to you. You're on the right track.
This is the part of
I know, that's the part most
Is it
important. How do you get rid of the
forward?
square?
square.
Yeah.
What do you do?
Divide. I'm also, I don't know.
Right. No, you have to add.
Like hood come.
Damn.
Hold on one second, guys.
Oh, you break it down.
I think I know.
How you get rid of a square?
I don't know. I'm thinking about
Nah.
that. Divide it. Divide it with what?
So I'm stuck at trying to put the second. Why the second?
That's what I was like.
No, I don't want to know everyone's looking at us like we're crazy.
I know.
No, I cut. No, I basically just did shit.
Hey, sound it out.
Who chose? Oh. How old are you? 5?
Hey, let me get up.
He's so flirty. Wait. Now everybody's looking at you like you're crazy. What are you doing?
Oh.
Oh, Jason tried to get you in trouble in Spanish.
Oh, yeah, when you were listening to music, he was like,
Oh, I got it.
And then she was like, he was like,
look at all his boys. He was You're all like, wait, what
Girls, what time are you supposed to be at?
Let's go.
Where's the game?
It's 5.
They're saying it's at every 45.
oh, I forgot to sign out.
Oh, fine.
Soccer girls, you know, just throw it out. Other teachers. Alright, thanks. Okay, if you wanna go, soccer, that's fine, guys, go ahead. You don't have to.
I'm done. Can you check if it's right?
I'm stuck.
Can you check if it's right?
Let's go through this, guys, let's go through this.
Alright.
Again, remember, just go, make a run, please, just go.
Hey, Uncle.
Oh! I do it on the board.
Emmanuel, the next one, I promise, I wanna go through this one first.
Yeah, I bored.
Son, you get off my girl.
Everybody left.
I promise you, man.
Good luck in the game, pull the door, please.
Not just the trash.
Alright. Now, at this point, most of you are continuing the right path, you subtract 4. Divide by 2.
What?
I thought it was by 4.
But if you going,
Oh, I'm tripping.
Okay, this is where a few people got to look like and then stopped.
yeah.
How do you get rid of a square?
Don't you supposed to do little things, the square root thing?
Yeah, you take the square root of both sides. So, on the next line, you write.
Where's my pen?
Because again, if you want to get y by itself, you're trying to get rid of this square here. The inverse of a square is the square root. God bless you. So that's how you get rid of it. When you take the square root though, how many answers do you really get?
2.
And they are what?
1. Oh, negative and positive.
Good, plus or minus. So on the front of here, please make sure you put a plus or minus there.
That means now.
Again, you take this, Emmanuel, up here please. You take the square root to get rid of the y squared part, it gets y by itself. But when you take a square root, you have a plus or a minus in the front. Because again, think about square roots. If you take the square root of 25, it could be 5 or it could be negative 5. And just like the square root of 36 is 6 or negative 6. What's my final step? Instead of y, what should I put in?
W,
Good, w inverse.
so Mr. So you get the 4 from there? Hold up. Where you get that 4 from?
Okay.
Tell me.
That one, I don't know.
How old are you?
Oh, I'm sorry guys. No, I apologize. Wow.
It's okay, everybody makes mistakes.
I apologize. Yeah, that shouldn't happen. This should be switched.
Yeah.
Is that what you're asking me?
Yeah.
Thank you.
And you're smart, oh my god.
See, but you know what? The fact that you
That
noticed that,
magical spirit of me.
Not everyone's looking at
or your brain is helping
You
you.
said how? Not everybody's looking at you like you're crazy.
I know, but I'm glad Diana noticed. She's paying attention.
Yeah, I was wondering the entire time.
All
Be
right.
quiet, boy, be quiet. Be quiet.
I erased that.
I trust you. I do. Tell me next
I
time.
think you let the girls out to her.
The girls soccer.
Can I see your eraser?
Oh, you didn't give up in my eraser sheet.
Cause she's like 6'9". I mean,
Everyone's giving
Should I cook it? For a long time.
Andy.
Let's do another after this.
Are you gonna do another one like this?
We'll do another one similar to this, yeah.
What were you saying? Did what?
C14.
I know. I want to be heard.
We started a
Can I
bad.
touch the roof?
So, Mr. Harold, so when do you put the plus and the minus sign again?
When you take a square root. Whenever you're getting rid of the square symbol, like the square up here, you take a
It's not what
square
it
root.
is.
Okay?
Oh, okay.
This is not what it is.
Alright, let's try another one that's similar, so we can see this again.
No, it's $5. How much do you weigh in?
Be careful back there.
How much do you weigh in? You look at the same amount of what's his name? That was DJ.
Who's still a DJ?
Oh, she does go to the.
I take
I'm sorry,
walking
kid.
Oh, no, I can't do it. It hurts.
No, touch my
Who's gonna do this?
Would I hit you?
Try this one, please.
Alright, hold on.
Stop harassing students then.
Again, use the last one as your template for this, please. Use the last one as your template.
What's a template?
As a
We
president.
learned that with Miss V.
It means like you have a situation here, okay? Using this, you're able to determine
The whole
this.
time.
A
So you still put Y?
It means
Did you
Templar.
put Tino?
Still put Y. You can think of it as a precedent. It's a little different though, but you could think of it that way, yeah.
It's just an outline.
Like if you had a template in Microsoft Word, it gives you the whole outline, you fill in what else is needed. So use your last one as a model to model off. That's a better word for it. Now, everybody, you see a T here, right? Isn't that the same as X really?
Yes.
Okay, so don't let that confuse you. So this time you don't have an X here, but you're switching Y and T.
Okay, I can do it. I can do it.
And you have to do the same thing for X, right? I can put X.
Still gotta get rid of that square again, yeah?
Don't get a square up. You,
Shut up. Good, good.
I hope Andy messes up.
Well,
You're wrong, Andy.
yes, you're wrong, Andy. Really getting recorded. You're wrong, Andy.
Oh,
Andy is wrong. I mean, right.
You guys shut up.
Leave him alone, don't give him a hard time.
Okay.
He's good so far.
yeah, Andy.
There it is.
Yeah,
Everybody
right.
so far okay?
And then,
And then,
hold on.
it was J and T.
Whoa.
I got a question.
Is this right?
Hold on one second.
Of course.
Read.
Andy, oh my God, Andy, what the heck is that?
What's the name of
Estoy
it?
viendo eso.
So since we don't know the value of the last one.
What was it again, Mr. Howard J
It
and
was
T?
J and T. J and T.
J.
Oh,
J and T.
And what this does really,
Why? Come to the
Give
next
you a
one.
high five.
the original graph was like this.
So the first.
The only graph was
No,
graph.
Oh.
Is there positive one?
Whereas the
What
negative
is?
was not.
You think so?
Hey.
Is it?
There's two halves.
Just look. Negative one.
Questions at all?
Is it right?
Good?
I don't, yeah, I think, yeah, I got mine right.
Is there any point along the way that was not clear? And you went through this one for us, it looks like it's good.
Oh, it's the I mean, it's the teacher. It's your friend.
Mr. Mozart, ¿cómo estás?
Come on, that señor. Everybody's looking at him like he's
Mr. Mozart.
It's your boy E, man.
Free boy 39. Free boy 39. Free book every boy on the floor. That's a name. Free book.
Relax.
Guys, what are y'all doing? I know. I had nothing.
Free boy.
No, free boy, Emmanuel, how many followers you got?
Hey, kid, why am I talking about school?
Enough.
I got like
Oh, wait.
2, 15.
Oh man, we said.
I loved it. I tried it.
Let's, come on.
Actually, I made my
I tried it.
Try this one on your own, please.
I did. Tomorrow, I'm gonna change it up.
Guys, there's times to sing and times to talk. They're not right now. Come on.
Color in red.
Girl.
What if I said no, honestly? What I can't regret today.
He laughing. He irritating. He really irritating. Okay. Can I change this?
You should change it to what?
Why?
Good.
No, wait, hold on. Why? Don't come for me, y'all, for real.
For real.
Get out.
I'm scared.
Why is she changing it to X? I thought white compass.
Oh,
She's already switching it. She's doing it all in one step, it looks like, right? Is that what you're doing?
yes,
Oh
sir.
my god.
So normally you would put y equals and then switch it. She's switching it already ahead of time. That's fine.
Shaking.
It looks
Okay.
prettier when it's in a laptop. Like
So,
I like the one.
hold on.
Hey, you put it in.
Oh, okay, hold on.
How?
Wouldn't you have to,
Throw high end.
hold on,
Somebody help her
how
out.
wouldn't you have to put it
Minus
multiply it? Where,
You could do -3, right?
where both of these? And then this would be, hold on, so then this would
Whoa.
You squared the right side, so you gotta do the same thing to the left. You can't do two different things.
be, oh.
So whatever you do to the right, you gotta do to the left.
Oh, shoot.
Erasing's still up. So, let's stop for a second, Melissa, hold on one second. She
Oh,
had a
this
radical there,
This
guys.
one.
She had a radical, and she wants to get rid of that radical so she can get y by itself.
So it'll be like 2x plus 3x minus 3x.
To get rid of the radical,
this
you square it,
is a-
and the radical and the square cancel.
Oh, so it's just x plus 3.
So on the right side, all you're left with is
Y plus 3.
good.
I just want to use them.
Oh, you just switching it up. Okay.
Do you see that?
What the word inverse means?
Again.
Oh.
Freeway.
Brick boy in the school. 39. Brick boy.
No nicknames like that, please.
Nickname is.
No nickname.
My government name.
Hold on. Hold on.
Okay, what's the goal? Get y by itself.
Without money.
Oh, okay.
Green.
So wouldn't that be -3?
Yep.
No.
Move, man.
It could be like this.
So does it stay x to the second?
Sorry?
Does it stay x to the second?
Yeah, though.
Just the X.
So then now what do you do, mister? No, don't you still have to take this out?
Did you get y by itself?
Yeah.
So do you have to do much more?
Oh, no.
That's the last step.
So plug it in.
Hold on.
No, but
Now you
Instead of writing it
have
as
to, now you have to
y,
write W minus
Why was your? Is that a Y or F?
equals -3. Bam.
Hey,
Hallelujah.
hey kid, is that a Y or F?
Which side? The right side or left side?
The one on the bottom.
On the right,
Yeah.
that's a y.
Hallelujah.
That big symbol?
Yeah. It's a video. Y.
This is a y right here, yeah.
That's
That's
right.
an X right
That's
there.
right.
This is correct, guys. Now,
Mr. Hall,
yeah,
how is it -3 plus x?
that's what I'm gonna go through right now. Okay.
I did it wrong?
No, you did it
Yeah, you
right.
did it.
Melissa wrote it a certain way that looks a little bit foreign at first. Here's what's going on. Here, you subtract 3, subtract 3. This is your really x squared minus 3. It's the same thing as negative 3 plus x squared, but again, you could have written this part as x squared minus 3, which was what most people would do. Listen, guys, quickly, quietly, out that door, down to our room, 209. Leave your stuff. Leave your bags, bro. Guys, I'm serious. Quietly and quick. Quietly and quick.
All handicapped occupants shall use the building evacuation plan. Attention please, there has been a report of an emergency. Proceed calmly to the nearest exit and leave the building immediately. Do not use the elevator. Use stairwells where necessary. All handicapped occupants shall use the building evacuation plan. Attention please, there has been a report of an emergency. Proceed calmly to the nearest exit and leave the building immediately. Do not use the elevator. Use stairwells where necessary. All handicapped occupants shall use the building evacuation plan. Attention please, there has been a report of an emergency. Proceed calmly to the nearest exit and leave the building immediately. Do not use the elevator. Use stairwells where necessary. All handicapped occupants shall use the building evacuation plan. Attention please, there has been a report of an emergency. Proceed calmly to the nearest exit and leave the building immediately. Do not use the elevator. Use stairwells where necessary. All handicapped occupants shall use the building evacuation plan. Attention please, there has been a report of an emergency. Proceed calmly to the nearest exit and leave the building immediately. Do not use the elevator. Use stairwells where necessary. All handicapped occupants shall use the building evacuation plan. Attention please, there has been a report of an emergency. Proceed calmly to the nearest exit and leave the building immediately. Do not use the elevator. Use stairwells where necessary. All handicapped occupants shall use the building evacuation plan. Attention please, there has been a report of an emergency. Proceed calmly to the nearest exit and leave the building immediately. Do not use the elevator. Use stairwells where necessary. All handicapped occupants shall use the building evacuation plan. Attention please, there has been a report of an emergency. Proceed calmly to the nearest exit and leave the building immediately. Do not use the elevator. Use stairwells where necessary. All handicapped plan. Attention, please. There has been a report of an emergency.
So you left it there all?
Y'all threw off bags. Oh yeah, Andy, let's study.
What did you do, boy?
I was
You
trying to
got
help
first
you,
go one more
Sean.
thing before I.
I was trying to help you. It's too hot.
Please pay attention to the following announcements if you are in your classrooms and seated.
Oh, I'm not seated, guys.
Everybody looking at you like you're crazy.
Listen to announcements, please.